Greetings, my fellow Americans. What's going on? It is crazy to see everything that's going on right now. It is just mind-boggling. It's like one of those things it's one of those situations where you have all this information and the information is available for everybody. And it's very clear on what's going on. And it appears as though people are just choosing to ignore facts. It's just simple stuff, like the whole fact that people saying like Trump is a racist. Listen, here's the thing. He is the president of the United States, just like Obama was the president of the United States. I don't recall or remember seeing any point the Republicans or the right say that he's not our president. I don't recall any of that happening. And if you have proof of that, then show me. He's not my president. I don't think anybody ever really uttered those words. I want all presidents to be successful, regardless of how I feel about their politics. The things that they want to do that's good for America, then I'm all for it. The things that I believe that might be bad for America, then I will use my representatives, and both in the House and the Senate, and hopefully they were voted in to represent my views, and they'll stand in the way of policies that are bad for America. That's how it's supposed to work. The president isn't the king. He isn't anything other than a representative of America. That's all he is. And in my opinion, all presidents should be rooted for. I rooted for Obama. I hope that he did well, even though I disagreed with like 90% of his platform. A failing president is not good. What do you get when you root for a president to fail? You get the news media lying about Russia. You get the DNC investigating a candidate. You get the lies about Ukraine. You get beat him at any cost. So I mean, we're gonna put Joe Biden at the forefront of the DNC. It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't get it. One moment the news media, like in January, I read an article on January 31st from MSNBC, whatever. It was MBC. That's what it is. And the article was saying that that Trump closed it against the World Health Organization's. Trump closed down, put up a travel ban for China, even though the World Health Organization said, hey, there's no need to cut down travel. There's no need to ban travel. And then they came out like a week later. It's like, okay, yeah, well, these are the things that we need to do. These are the steps that we need to take. And then they said it was because he was racist or xenophobic. And everybody was saying it, from the news media to the whole entire DNC platform. It was xenophobic, it was racist, and everybody was on that bandwagon. Cut to March 1st, President Trump didn't do as much as he could have done back when this whole thing was going down. So he takes steps, they criticize him. He doesn't take, after he had taken steps, they criticize him some more. They talk about how he lied, about how he over-exaggerates and says things that are untrue. There isn't a president that hasn't done that. Number one, and number two, the media spent 3 years lying about Russia and Ukraine. The evidence is there. If people have a certain feeling about somebody and they're not willing to give him a chance, regardless of the evidence. I don't know what these people's intents are. And then you have like things like Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter was founded by three different people. Two of those people I was able to look up, and well, I looked up all three, but two of them I know for sure are Marxists. And their whole purpose is to overthrow the establishment. Marxism is not a good thing. Marxism creates a enemy because without an enemy, it doesn't have a platform for revolution. And the enemy are people who own things, plain and simple. If you own a small business, it doesn't matter how big your business is, they want to take it from you. They want to give it to the workers. The workers didn't put in the money for the loan. They didn't put in the money, the time and invest the intellectual property or any of that. But they believe that the workers should have every single bit of your company. If you own property, they want to take that property from you and they want to distribute it to everybody equally. So it's amazing to me that we have these kind of things that are going on and people are just ignoring it. I mean, that is the sole purpose. They're allied with Antifa. The money that they receive, the majority of it goes to politicians. And when I was looking into it, like the smallest amount one of the smallest amounts went to Cory Booker, who's a black senator and was a candidate for the campaign for the DNC. The most that they gave their money to was, I believe it was Joe Biden was first and Bernie Sanders was second. And then Elizabeth Warren was on there. So you have three women who are claiming to be feminists, who are Marxists, and the majority of their money goes to a man who has been who have allegations of sexual harassment and attempted whatever. I'll just say sexual harassment, and who doesn't have the least of the amount of the best interest. I mean, I think Elizabeth Warren was like third or fourth. You know, these are coming from feminists, bro. Why didn't the majority of their money go to females? You know, they're Marxists. Why didn't the majority of their money go to Bernie Sanders? I mean, it did. It's like half. But there is close to, if it's not $1 billion, are going to politicians and not to the communities that they claim that they care about or that matter. And this is all just available. All this information is available. It didn't take a lot of research to find out any of this stuff, you know. And there's kind of arguments all day, left and right. So it's just crazy to me that all this information is out there, and you have people like talking about like shutting down speech and white privilege. Just people are shutting up other people just by saying white privilege or you're a racist. White privilege is white superiority, plain and simple. If you say that you are privileged by your birth, that means that you believe that you're superior. And that is just above and beyond ridiculous. There is not a single law that is out there today that precludes black people or women from doing anything. So legally, it's impossible to stop people from succeeding. And reality of it is, it's impossible to stop people from succeeding, period. The evidence is the amount of black and brown and females who are successful, who have their own businesses, who have their own TV shows, who are getting paid more than other people. I mean, it's just like, it doesn't make sense. What is really going on is a conscious decision to create divide and tribes so that we can war against each other and create factions so that we'll vote in people who will exacerbate the situation, make it worse, overinflate it, make it look bigger than what it really is, so that they can continue to tear apart the fabric of this country so that they can put in a system of government that rules over everyone. Equity is an evil thing because regardless of your qualification, if you are, depending on your gender or depending on your sex, depending on your color, depending on a bunch of other different qualifiers, orientation and all this stuff, is dependent upon your status or your income or your house. Sanitation people are essential to America, right? We need people to come and grab our trash off the side of the street and then take it to the dump or the recycling place. We need people who clean our bathrooms in offices and in buildings and different things like that. The work that it takes, the education that it takes to do that job is nowhere near like a Ben Carson neurosurgeon or a lawyer or a judge or a bunch of other different qualifying things. So to say that this is a meritocracy, right? So it's like the harder you work, the more that you do things, the harder you do things, the more education you have, the more knowledge you have about a specific field, more than likely the better you'll do. It has to be marketable too, right? If I'm a master at basket weaving and there isn't a market for baskets, then what did I just do? You know, markets come and go, and you have to be able to market yourself in such a way. Now, if I make baskets in a certain way with a certain material and I create a market where people desire my baskets and they want to buy it, so you have to create that market, you know? But there are some things that you're just not going to make money in, so don't get degrees in it. Jordan Peterson said something that was very interesting. He said the goal shouldn't be to be happy. The goal should be to do good things. And I was thinking about it. To do things that give you purpose. And then at that point, you will be happy. There's another movie that I watched. I can't remember the name of it, but it had Owen Wilson in it. And he says, I don't live to work, I work to live. So you might do a job that you don't necessarily like, but you get paid a good amount. And so you do the hard work and then you play hard and you do the things that you want to do. It is the thing that you do in order to do the thing that you love. And all those things are a very wonderful way to look at things. I think we just really have to change our perspective about things. Touch on a bunch of different things. I'm early for a medical appointment, so I'm just sitting out in the parking lot. Make this video and just to kind of reach out and maybe it'll inspire you, you know? Just think. Use our brains, you know? Talk things out. Don't shout people down. Hear what they're saying. Give them the information. I think that's one reason why people shout people down is because they don't have the information. If you don't have the information, then you can't have articulate, intelligent discussion about something. And people don't like being wrong, so they'll just start saying random things. Know what you're talking about. Have the information. If someone else has information for you, listen to them. You may not agree with the way that they come to a solution, but at the same time, if the information is correct, then you really have to examine your feelings about that information. And what does that information mean for your idea? Look at the information, examine yourself, make sure that you are on the right side of history. All right? Peace and love. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you.